Greetings, fellow seekers of the unknown. Welcome to my channel. I am Mark, and today I am here to share with you 10 bone-chilling and horrifying true stories of Ouija board experiences gone wrong. These stories are not the stuff of fiction or urban legends, but chilling accounts of real people who found themselves in the clutches of the supernatural. In this video, we will journey into the darkest corners of the paranormal, where unsuspecting individuals dared to communicate with the spirits using the Ouija board, only to unleash forces beyond their control. These stories will send shivers down your spine and make you question the very nature of reality. From haunted houses to abandoned asylums, we will traverse eerie locations where these encounters took place. You will hear first-hand testimonies of possession, malevolent entities, and the unrelenting terror that gripped the lives of those who sought answers from the beyond. But be warned, my friends, for the tales you are about to hear are not for the faint of heart. They will challenge your beliefs, provoke your imagination, and leave you questioning the boundaries between our world and the supernatural. So, if you are ready to embark on this journey of terror and fascination, prepare yourself for a roller coaster ride of emotions. These stories will grip you, haunt you, and leave an indelible mark on your psyche. But remember, as we delve into the unknown, we must always approach with caution and respect. The Ouija board is a powerful tool, a gateway to the other side, and these stories serve as a stark reminder of the dangers that lie in meddling with forces we may not fully comprehend. So, sit back, dim the lights, and let the chilling tales unfold. Join me as we explore these 10 horrifying true Ouija board gone wrong stories. Brace yourself, for what you are about to witness may change the way you perceive the supernatural forever. Story 1. I always had a fascination with the supernatural, so when my friends suggested playing with a Ouija board one night, I couldn't resist. We gathered in my dimly lit basement, a perfect setting for our exploration into the unknown. Little did we know what we were about to unleash. As we arranged the board on the table and placed our hands on the planchette, an eerie silence fell upon us. The room felt heavy with anticipation. With bated breath, we asked, "Is there anyone here with us?" A bone-chilling wind brushed against our skin, leaving us trembling in its wake. We tried to end the session, our hands trembling as we removed them from the planchette, but it moved on its own accord. It raced across the board, spelling out a message that froze us in terror. "You cannot escape." Finally, as if satisfied with our torment, the presence dissipated. The candles flickered back to life, casting a dim glow on our pale faces. We were left shaken, forever scarred by the horrors we had experienced. From that day forward, we knew that dabbling with a Ouija board was a dangerous game. We had foolishly unleashed something beyond our comprehension, and we would forever live with the haunting memories of that fateful night. Story 2. Curiosity got the best of me when I found an old Ouija board in the attic. Dust-covered and mysterious, it seemed to beckon me with an irresistible allure. Ignoring the warnings I had heard about the dangers of using such a tool alone, I decided to indulge my curiosity one fateful night. I set up the Ouija board in my dimly lit bedroom, surrounded by an air of anticipation. As I placed my hands on the planchette, a shiver ran down my spine. With a mixture of excitement and apprehension, I asked, "Is there anyone here?" To my astonishment, the planchette began to move. Slowly at first, then gaining momentum, it glided across the board, spelling out a name I didn't recognize. "Aelia," it spelled, as I watched in awe and trepidation. But the most chilling moment came when the planchette spelled out a single word: "Beware." Goosebumps prickled on my skin as I realized the danger I had invited into my life. It was too late to turn back. Night after night, Aelia's presence lingered, tormenting me with its sinister influence. My sleep was plagued by nightmares, and my waking hours were filled with an unshakable sense of being watched. It seemed Aelia had become a permanent resident of my life, and I was its unwilling host. Desperate for relief, I sought the help of paranormal experts and spiritual practitioners. They warned me of the grave consequences of dabbling with the supernatural, especially alone. Together, we performed rituals to sever the connection, but Aelia's grip remained unyielding. It was during one particularly harrowing encounter that I realized the true nature of Aelia. Through the board, it revealed its malevolence, its hunger for power and control. It had attached itself to me, draining my energy and manipulating my thoughts. To this day, I bear the weight of my curiosity and the repercussions of my actions. The Ouija board that had once intrigued me now serves as a haunting reminder of the darkness that lurks beyond the veil of our reality. Never again will I underestimate the consequences of tampering with forces beyond our comprehension. Story 3. In a small, secluded cabin nestled deep in the woods, my friends and I embarked on a thrilling yet ill-fated adventure. We had come armed with a Ouija board, seeking to delve into the supernatural realm and unlock the mysteries of the unknown. As dusk settled over the landscape, we gathered around a table, candles flickering in the gathering darkness. The air carried a sense of anticipation mixed with trepidation. With eager hands, we placed our fingertips on the planchette, our hearts pounding in unison. "Is there a spirit present?" we asked in unison, our voices quivering. Almost immediately, the planchette began to move, gliding across the board with an unnatural grace. It spelled out a name we did not recognize, bringing with it a surge of both excitement and unease. The room grew eerily silent, as if the surrounding woods were holding their breath. As we continued our communication, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The temperature plummeted, and a dense fog seeped into the cabin, obscuring our vision. Strange noises echoed from the depths of the forest, their origin impossible to discern. Goosebumps prickled on our skin, and a sense of foreboding settled upon us like a heavy shroud. With each passing question, the entity's responses grew increasingly cryptic and disturbing. It possessed knowledge beyond our comprehension, weaving tales of tragedy and despair. The planchette moved with an intensity that seemed to match the rising tension in the room. Something was very wrong. Suddenly, the candles sputtered and extinguished, plunging us into an impenetrable darkness. Panic gripped our hearts, and we fumbled for a source of light, but it seemed futile. We were at the mercy of an unknown entity, trapped in a world where reality and the supernatural converged. Never again would we underestimate the power of the supernatural. The Ouija board had revealed a realm we were ill-equipped to comprehend, leaving us trapped in a nightmare from which we could never fully awaken. The woods whispered of our folly, their secrets forever intertwined with our shattered lives. Story 4. It was a moonless night, and the air was heavy with a sense of impending doom. My friends and I gathered in an abandoned, dilapidated mansion, eager to test the limits of our courage. We had brought a Ouija board, drawn by the allure of the supernatural and the possibility of communicating with the dead. Little did we know the horrors that awaited us. "Is there anyone here with us?" we asked in unison, our voices filled with both trepidation and anticipation. The planchette slowly started to move, as if guided by an invisible force. It spelled out a name that none of us recognized. The atmosphere grew colder, and a chilling breeze swept through the room, rustling the tattered curtains. The planchette continued to move, answering our questions with alarming accuracy. It knew details about our lives that we had never shared, secrets whispered only to the night. With each passing minute, the room transformed into a nightmarish scene. The walls groaned with unseen torment, and the once dim candlelight flickered wildly, casting dancing shadows that seemed to taunt us. Whispers echoed in our ears, filling our minds with a cacophony of indistinguishable voices. Dark figures emerged from the shadows, their eyes glowing with a sinister light. They circled us, their presence suffocating, as if draining the very life from our bodies. The temperature plummeted, and an icy grip tightened around our throats, making it difficult to breathe. I forced myself to release the planchette. It clattered to the ground, severing the connection with the supernatural. The room returned to its lifeless state, the malevolence dissipating. I was the sole survivor, haunted by the memories of that ill-fated encounter. The mansion stood as a grim reminder of the price we had paid for our curiosity. I vowed never to dabble in the dark arts again, forever scarred by the terrors unleashed by the Ouija board gone horribly wrong. Story 5. The storm raged outside, thunder shaking the windows as lightning illuminated the room with brief flashes of eerie brightness. Seeking refuge from the tempest, my friends and I gathered around a worn wooden table, the glow of candlelight casting dancing shadows on the walls. We had brought a Ouija board, unaware of the ominous events that would unfold before us. As our fingers lightly touched the planchette, a sense of unease settled upon us. The air felt heavy, charged with an electric energy that mirrored the raging storm outside. With cautious anticipation, we asked, "Is there a spirit present?" The planchette began to move slowly, almost reluctantly, across the board. It spelled out a name, an unfamiliar name from a forgotten era. The atmosphere grew colder, and a chilling breeze swept through the room, extinguishing the candles. We found ourselves immersed in darkness, illuminated only by the occasional bursts of lightning. Fear tinged with excitement coursed through our veins as we continued our seance in the dimness. The planchette moved with increasing intensity, traversing the board with a purposeful swiftness. The entity spoke to us, its messages both enigmatic and disturbing. Unbeknownst to us, a malevolent force had seized control of our gathering. The planchette spelled out warnings, revealing details about the tragic fate that awaited each of us. We tried to dismiss it as a mere game, a figment of our imagination, but deep down, a seed of doubt took root within us. The storm outside had subsided, and a profound silence settled over the room. We looked at one another, our faces etched with horror and disbelief. We had ventured into a realm beyond our comprehension, and the price we paid was steep. Since that harrowing night, we have been haunted by the memories of our encounter. The Ouija board remains a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the ethereal realm. We learned the hard way that some doors should never be opened, and that some knowledge is better left buried in the depths of darkness. Story 6. The moon hung high in the starless sky as we gathered in the dimly lit attic, drawn together by a shared fascination with the occult. The air crackled with anticipation as we placed the Ouija board on an aged wooden table. Candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls, as we prepared to delve into the mysteries of the spirit world. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, we each placed our fingertips on the planchette. The room fell into an expectant silence as we asked, "Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate?" Almost instantly, the planchette moved, gliding effortlessly across the board. It spelled out a name that sent a chill down our spines. We exchanged uneasy glances, but our curiosity drove us to continue the session, eager to unlock the secrets that lay beyond. Just when we thought all was lost, a blinding light filled the attic, banishing the darkness and forcing the entity to retreat. The weight that had settled upon us was lifted, and we gasped for breath, our bodies trembling with exhaustion. In the aftermath of that nightmarish encounter, we vowed never to dabble in the occult again. The scars, both physical and emotional, would forever serve as a reminder of the price we paid for our curiosity. The Ouija board lay abandoned in the attic, a relic of our darkest hour. We had danced with forces beyond our comprehension, and the echoes of that fateful night would forever haunt our souls. Story 7. The old, abandoned asylum stood in eerie silence, its decaying walls holding secrets of the past. Intrigued by its haunted reputation, my friends and I decided to test our courage by conducting a Ouija board session within its forsaken halls. Little did we know that we were about to embark on a terrifying journey into the realm of the unknown. As we set up the Ouija board on a cracked table, a sense of foreboding settled upon us. The air was heavy, as if it carried the weight of the tormented souls that once dwelled within these walls. With trembling hands, we placed our fingers on the planchette, ready to communicate with the spirits that lingered. "Is there anyone here with us?" we whispered, our voices barely audible in the suffocating silence. The planchette slowly began to move, its smooth glide across the board sending shivers down our spines. It spelled out a name etched in the annals of tragedy. A chill wind swept through the asylum, extinguishing the candles that flickered around us. Darkness enveloped the room, and a chorus of whispers filled the air. The temperature plummeted, and our breaths materialized as ghostly puffs in front of us. We were no longer alone. Suddenly, I blacked out. When I awoke, I found myself outside the asylum, disoriented and battered. The building stood as a haunting reminder of the horrors I had witnessed. My friends were gone, lost to the malevolent entity that had claimed them. The Ouija board lay discarded, its surface stained with the remnants of our ill-fated encounter. Since that harrowing night, I have been plagued by nightmares and visions of the asylum's tormented spirits. The veil between the living and the dead had been breached, and I was forever marked by the darkness that lurked within. The asylum stands as a grim testament to the dangers of tampering with forces beyond our understanding, a warning to all who dare to tempt fate. Story 8. It was a moonless night, and the wind whispered through the desolate cemetery, carrying with it a sense of unease. Against our better judgment, my friends and I decided to conduct a Ouija board session in the very heart of the burial ground. Little did we know that our innocent curiosity would unleash a terrifying chain of events. The messages became disjointed, filled with fragmented warnings and cryptic symbols. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the night, shattering the silence. We turned to see one of our friends convulsing on the ground, their body contorting in unnatural ways. Fear gripped us as we realized that something. With each passing moment, the cemetery transformed into a nightmarish tableau. Tombstones cracked and crumbled, their inscriptions fading into oblivion. Ghostly apparitions emerged from the mist, their hollow eyes fixed upon us. The spirits we had unwittingly summoned hungered for our souls. The possessed friend's voice changed, warped by an unseen force. It spoke in tongues, uttering curses and blasphemies that chilled us to the core. We felt a primal terror, knowing that we were mere playthings in a game we could not win. In a final act of desperation, we mustered our collective strength and forcibly removed our fingers from the planchette. The entity shrieked in fury, the sound reverberating through the graveyard. A surge of energy pulsed through the air, and the cemetery fell into a deathly silence. When we awoke, we found ourselves outside the cemetery, our bodies battered and bruised. The Ouija board lay abandoned, a grim reminder of the horrors we had unleashed. Our possessed friend was nowhere to be found, lost to the dark forces that had consumed them. Haunted by the experience, we vowed never to dabble in the occult again. The cemetery became a place of dread, forever tainted by the malevolent presence we had summoned. The scars, both physical and emotional, serve as a constant reminder of the dangers that lie within the realms of the supernatural. Story 9. The night was cloaked in darkness as we gathered in an old, dilapidated cabin deep within the woods. The crackling fireplace provided the only source of warmth and light as we set up the Ouija board on a weathered table. We were a group of thrill-seekers, unaware of the chilling fate that awaited us. As we placed our fingers on the planchette, a palpable sense of anticipation filled the room. The air felt charged, as if an invisible presence lingered among us. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, we began the session, asking, "Is there anyone here who wishes to communicate?" To our astonishment, the planchette responded almost immediately, gliding across the board with an uncanny precision. It spelled out a name, an unfamiliar name that sent a shiver down our spines. The atmosphere grew heavy, as if the room had become a conduit for a force beyond our comprehension. The entity we had contacted seemed eager to communicate, its messages cryptic and foreboding. It revealed secrets about our pasts, details that were known only to us. Fear gnawed at our hearts, but curiosity held us captive, urging us to push further into the unknown. Since that harrowing night, we have carried the weight of the supernatural realm on our shoulders. We tread carefully, forever wary of the darkness that lurks just beyond our understanding. The cabin in the woods stands as a haunting reminder of the price we paid for our curiosity, a lesson in the perils of delving into realms best left undisturbed. Story 10. The old Victorian mansion stood imposingly on the hill, its decrepit facade veiled in a shroud of mystery. Intrigued by its haunted reputation, my friends and I decided to test our bravery by conducting a Ouija board session within its hallowed halls. Little did we know that we were about to unlock a horrifying chapter of the mansion's dark history. As we cautiously entered the mansion, the air grew heavy with a sense of foreboding. Cobwebs clung to the walls like ghostly tapestries, and the floorboards creaked beneath our feet. The atmosphere was suffused with an eerie silence as we set up the Ouija board in the grand parlor. With trepidation, we placed our trembling fingers on the planchette, ready to commune with the spirits that dwelled within. The room fell into an expectant hush as we summoned the otherworldly entities, our voices echoing through the vacant halls. To our astonishment, the planchette began to move, its smooth glide across the board spelling out words that sent chills down our spines. It was as if the mansion itself had awakened, its dormant spirits responding to our call. The messages that emerged spoke of tragedy, loss, and an insatiable hunger for vengeance. As the session progressed, a palpable shift in energy filled the air. Shadows danced along the walls, whispering secrets we dared not comprehend. The temperature plummeted, and a bitter coldness enveloped the room, causing our breaths to materialize in ghostly puffs. Haunted by the nightmarish ordeal, I bear the scars of that fateful night, forever changed by the malevolence I encountered. The Victorian mansion stands as a chilling testament to the dangers of tampering with the supernatural, a warning to all who dare to unlock the door to the unknown. And there you have it, my friends, 10 spine-chilling and bone-curdling true stories of Ouija board encounters gone wrong. These tales have taken us on a journey through the unknown, revealing the sinister and terrifying consequences that can arise from tampering with forces beyond our understanding. Throughout this video, we have witnessed the harrowing experiences of ordinary individuals who ventured into the realm of the supernatural, only to be confronted with malevolent entities, hauntings, and unimaginable horrors. Their encounters serve as cautionary tales, reminding us of the potential dangers that await those who dare to unlock the mysteries of the Ouija board. While the allure of communicating with the other side may be tempting, we must approach it with the utmost respect and caution. The spirits that dwell in the ethereal plane are not to be taken lightly. They possess powers and intentions beyond our comprehension, and we must tread carefully to avoid falling prey to their dark influence. Remember, my friends, these stories are not meant to discourage exploration or curiosity. Instead, they serve as reminders of the thin line that separates the living from the dead, the mundane from the supernatural. They remind us to approach the realm of the unknown with reverence, to acknowledge the potential consequences of our actions. I hope that these tales have left you with a sense of both awe and trepidation, igniting a curiosity to explore the mysteries that surround us. But always remember to do so responsibly, armed with knowledge, respect, and a healthy dose of skepticism. Thank you for joining me on this hair-raising journey through the haunting world of Ouija board gone wrong stories. Stay curious, stay safe, and may your own explorations into the unknown be filled with enlightenment rather than terror. Until next time, this is Mark signing off.